Hey guys, welcome back to the studio and thanks so much for being here. Today we're going to learn how to hand skive leather. It's such a valuable skill to learn and something that you can use to take your leather to the next level. So the first thing that you're going to need is a very sharp knife. The one I'm using here today is a Japanese utility knife or Japanese leatherwork knife, and as you can see it has a completely straight blade. You can however get skiving knives that have an angle blade like this one, which I got from a US maker called Ibex, I believe his name is. The second thing you're going to need is a flat surface. You can use glass, a large piece of thick glass, you can use granite, you can use marble, you can use a surfacing plate. There's loads and loads of options of what you can use as that flat piece of material. However, it is super important that it's entirely flat. The one I'm using today is a granite block. I think it was a cheese block when I bought it, so it doesn't need to be anything expensive. This one was about £20, I believe. The reason you need a perfectly flat surface is because you're going to be putting the leather, whatever leather you choose to use for this, whether it's vegetable tan, chrome tan, retan, whatever it might be, you're going to be putting that leather onto the surface, and any imperfections in the surface, any bumps, any ridges, any scars in the surface will make your skive more challenging, firstly, but more importantly it will make your skive uneven. This next thing you're going to need is not essential. It will make the job of skiving much simpler. It's a leather strop. This one is a walnut board with some very thick russet leather attached to it. However, it doesn't need to be anything fancy. It can literally be a piece of leather. What you want to do is you want to have some stropping compound on the flesh side of it, so not the grain side, the smooth side, but the flesh side of it. You want to have some stropping compound. I'm using green stropping compound because it works best for the blades I'm using. However, your results may vary. Your results may differ depending on what type of knife you're using. Like I said, this is not a necessity. However, keeping that blade sharp is really important for getting a consistent smooth skive. So once you've got your leather ready to skive, you can either freehand it, which is what I normally do, or you can use dividers to set the distance, the gap, the distance from the edge of the leather to where you want to skive. Now this can help if you're new to hand skiving, because it can sometimes be a bit challenging to keep a straight line on the piece of leather that you're skiving. So today I'll show you how to do it with a divider, but you can do it without just as easily with a bit of practice. So once you've got your leather ready and you've put your divider line on it, I normally put it around 5mm from the edge if it's going to be joining two pieces together, because my stitching line is 3mm, so I want it a little bit further in from the edge, so that when I join the two pieces of leather together with adhesive, you're skiving all the way, you're skiving the entire glue line basically. Now we're ready to skive. The first thing we're going to do is put the blade against the leather with the bevel up. Now I believe about 90% of skiving knives, all skiving knives I'm aware of, are single bevel. That means that one side is straight and the other side is beveled. This one is the one that we're using today. And as you can see, it's got a bevel on this side and the other side is completely flat. It's going to be difficult to see, but you have a bevel on this side and a flat surface on this side. And it's the same for this angled. This one's got quite a severe angle to it, but it's the same principle, as you can see. I've got two fingers on the top of the blade and going left to right. As I'm right-handed, I skive left to right. You can also skive right to left, but I find it more challenging, so I do it the other way. So with 2 fingers on the top of the blade, we're going to push it down, but we're also going to push it away from us. Now you want to keep that angle really consistent. So the further over the blade goes, that is the angle you're going to be skiving, because you're going to be pushing that through the leather, like this. So if you want a really tight skive, you're going to lift the handle up further and you're going to get a tighter angle. If you want a shallow skive, if the leather's much thinner already, or you want to get it really shallow anyway, you're going to reduce that angle. This, when having a sharp blade, really helps, because you're cutting through the fibres. You're not cutting straight down, you're cutting through the fibres, and having a really sharp blade will help tremendously for this. And I'll do it one more time for you. Putting pressure on the top of the blade, we're going to line it up on the line we've made with the dividers. We're going to push down with 2 fingers on the top of the blade, and we're going to push forwards away from us, and right or left depending on which way you're doing this, and pushing down, obviously. Thanks for watching, guys. Really appreciate you being here with me today. If you have any questions or comments, don't forget to leave them in the comment box below. I'll do my best to get back to them. And if there's any other tutorials you'd like to see, please let me know, and I will do my best to share that knowledge with you. If you've liked this video, please go ahead and subscribe and leave a like, as it helps the algorithm and my channel out enormously. And I look forward to seeing you next time.